I love video games. Guys, it's not every week I get to take a look at a meme that so perfectly encompasses a feeling that I feel every day. Video games? I love them. I love video games. Me too. Oh my god, these guys are made for each other. I wonder what video games they play. So he's into Sekiro, Red Dead 2, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, Resident Evil? I mean, these are some great choices. What is she into? Oh, she meant video games, the song by Lana Del Rey. Oh man, little bit of miscommunication there. I love video games. Me too. Hopefully this couple is a little bit more on the same page with their video games. So he's into Fortnite and Madden and Rainbow Six Siege. That's a wide gamut of genres that you play there, but that's fine. She's into every one of the Soulsborne games, including Red Dead Redemption 2, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Fallout New Vegas specifically. I think it's very interesting to see because each of these characters in their interpretation of what they consider the video games that they play is a reflection of like the person who made the meme, which I think is quite unique. You can tell if the person making the meme is a guy or a girl, typically because they'll make the guy or the girl in this template the more elite gamer, as it were. Obviously, we have the big game studios, the AAA titles in Elden Ring and Metal Gear Solid 5. These are movies and real changes to your life to try and dedicate to beating one of these games, versus stuff that's a little bit more casual like Fortnite or maybe even Rainbow Six Siege, which is fine, not on the same level of dedication and difficulty that you need to endure to be able to enjoy the game, but that's cool. If you're playing a Madden game in 2025, I feel like you should be required to wear a helmet on and off the field. This meme is titled, I love video games, me too, which according to knowyourmeme.com is a screen grab from the 2009 film 500 Days of Summer. The meme depicts actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt alongside his co-star Zooey Deschanel in a bookstore, album store. There's both of these things in the image, and it basically showcases a bit of miscommunication between the art forms of which they think they have a shared interest in, but even though they kind of do, instead have a wide gap in what they actually enjoy in that niche. Some of these are pretty obvious, with them liking video games, but then being on opposite ends of mobile gamer on the toilet versus dedicated try-hard pro gamer. Some of them are a little bit more cryptic, like this one. Like, I think it's, so you've got Skyrim and League of Legends and Bloodborne, so it's not even like JRPG or multiplayer or try-hard game or anything. And on the opposite end, you've got RimWorld and Factorio and Terraria, which I think are all fine games regardless of what kind of gamer you are. But then you also have Big Rigs Over the Hills Racing, which I think back on an episode of X-Play they called the worst video game ever made.
The box says to get ready for CB talk and convoy roll in action. But there's no CB, or any sound for that matter. And the last time we checked, one rig does not equal a convoy. So there you have it. Games so bad we can't review them because our rating scale doesn't have a 0. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Which one of these two is supposed to be like the elite gamer? I feel like this is just two separate, I don't even feel like this is two separate, this just feels like a random mishmash of video games. Not only do I like video games, but I also like gamer sups, and allow me to give a review. I've seen a lot of people say they don't drink gamer sups because they're worried about the caffeine content. I was too, which is why I opted for the caffeine-free version. Every flavor is available caffeine-free. You can drink gallons of this stuff with no sugar, no caffeine, and just be hydrated all day. 10% off with my link in the description. Would you believe that this meme template titled I love video games isn't necessarily entirely about video games, and has instead over time sort of just evolved to double down on the miscommunication with words that can mean other things to different communities online. I love BOTW, me too. Now, as a gamer, the only thing I can interpret this as is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it turns out it can also mean Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst, which I don't watch for no reason in particular, but hey, look at that! Can a Breath of the Wild boy and a Best of the Worst girl ever find love? I imagine you're both insufferable, so no. I love Hamilton. Me Too. And it turns out he's talking about Hamilton, the award-winning Broadway musical, and she's talking about Lewis Hamilton, the F1 driver. This one feels kind of stupid, even if you are the biggest fan of Lewis Hamilton. If somebody on the street goes, I really love Hamilton, especially if you're in a record store, come on, you know they're talking music. Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. A question for you to let me know in the comments. If you meet somebody on the street and they claim to be a gamer, but they really only play one video game, what video game would it need to be that you wouldn't consider them a gamer? If you play 60 hours of Angry Birds a week, that's a lot of gaming. I wouldn't consider you a gamer. But mobile games are obvious. In my opinion, if the only video game you play is something like House Flipper, you're not a gamer. You might be a very detail-oriented person who really appreciates the progress effect you get from accomplishing a task slowly and meticulously over time. I'm sure you're a big fan of washing cars and organizing stamps, but I don't know if I'd consider you a gamer. Flight simulators, any sort of simulator, even if it's racing and you've got a whole rig for it, I don't consider that being a gamer as much as I consider it being depressed or divorced. And in my opinion, while I'm just spewing opinions for no reason, any RTS that isn't multiplayer. StarCraft, that's fine. That's a gamer. Age of Empires? Or any of the Civilization or City Skyline games? I think you have a god complex and might be really into history. I don't know if I would call you a gamer, respectfully. Play whatever you want to, and whatever makes you happy. Who am I to say what is and isn't a gamer? I'm just saying, if you have an online dating profile and the only thing I know about you is that you love playing video games, there's gonna be a big difference between meeting somebody whose favorite video game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare and, I don't know, Animal Crossing. I don't know if I want to meet either of those people, if I'm being honest. I'm married into a family where I now have like 4 little nieces, and their mother tells me that they play video games all day, every day. Excited as I was, I asked them, hey, what video games do you guys play? They play Roblox on their iPad. Do you guys watch Queso? Are you playing Roblox parkour maps? No, you know what they do? They take turns AFKing in a room to jump a virtual jump rope to earn meme coins so that after several hours, they can buy a different hairstyle. I gotta get them an old PS2 and a copy of Silent Hill 2 at some point to forever alter the trajectory of their future, but I'm gonna wait until they can like drive first. I love J-pop. Me too. He's talking about YOASOBI, the Japanese pop group founded in 2019, and she's talking about an artist that's not available on Spotify. This is a neat one. When you're talking about J-pop or K-pop or really any sort of underground band or musical artist, it's always a little bit of a flex when the music that you listen to isn't available on Spotify. It's like saying the stuff that I enjoy listening to is so far from mainstream listening, you wouldn't even be able to find the song. I can't even find the songs I listen to. I don't listen to anything. That's how much I love J-pop. I will say, as somebody who does delve into J-pop, city pop, and other foreign music here in the States, as a Spotify premium user, it's actually really annoying finding a remix or a release or like an album release of a song that isn't the radio edit and then just not being able to find it to add it to a playlist. It's less cool because my music taste is so underground and more just annoying because now I have to have downloaded MP3s and a saved YouTube playlist and a Spotify playlist to encompass all that. It's a mess. I love Diego. Me too. And the girl's thinking of Diego, the tiger from the Ice Age movies, and the guy is thinking of, I had to reverse image search this to find the original artist's Twitter to figure out what this meant, and if your first guess was gay porn, I have good news, and then subsequently bad news. I think it's great that this I love video games template took off with more of a thrill on miscommunication, with one word meaning a couple different things, and then showcasing one group of people on the internet that may be completely ignorant of another group of people on the internet using the same acronym or the same phrase like it's colloquially available to only their subsect of people. Because when it comes to talking about video games and what is and is not considered a video game that's worthwhile, it can get very decisive. There can be a lot of elitism, as I'm sure I myself have displayed in this video, with people who play competitive multiplayer games, looking down on people who play more casual single-player titles, or even simulator games, or anything along the lines of Stardew Valley or Assassin's Creed, so that's good. That's not to say that there is no decisiveness amongst this conversation whatsoever. Obviously, with the original template having both a guy and a girl, there is a little bit of communication between the two, in which games are sort of categorized by whether they are favored primarily by a male or female audience. For instance, I found this 3x3 that is evidently supposed to be a spread of what they feel 100% of female gamers would consider their favorite video games to be something like this spread. Now, I'm not surprised that Silent Hill 2 or Resident Evil 4, those are masterpiece horror games amongst anybody who plays video games, but I deadass don't even recognize 6 of the titles on this, which I guess if means nothing else means I'm not a girl, which is disappointing. At the same time, it feels like some of these memes are like generated by Midjourney or like a fish tank full of nematodes. Like there's no way a human categorizes a couple of games into the same sphere, you know what I mean? Like GeoGuessr and Trackmania. Okay, so maybe you're only playing stuff that you would play as like a streamer. That's only fun when you have like an audience watching you do it. But then you also stick Minecraft in this category. Everybody plays Minecraft. And then on the other half of the split between gamers, you have people who play Stardew Valley and League of Legends. Really? You think there's an overlap there? And in their spare time, they're also playing The Sims? Like, shut up. Can you imagine queuing up for ranked games in League of Legends all day and getting so frustrated that you decide to take a break with Sims 4 with 80 sex mods installed? That's not a real person. That's not a real ex-girlfriend of mine either. Not that anyone asked. I love video games gets a 8 out of 10. I think it's a good meme. I wish there were more examples of it. Not only does it allow you to express your creativity with a little bit of wordplay, but I also think it allows people who have an enjoyment of a particular genre of video game or any sort of topic on the internet, and allows them to sort of share their niche interests in a way that might attract your attention from something else that you might already find interesting. And sharing what you enjoy on the internet is something that we need more of, in my opinion. Remember to subscribe if you want to catch my videos coming out all the time. A big thank you to the patrons scrolling in the back, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.